Oh man. Yes, everybody, I hope you are all doing well. Welcome back to another stream on the channel. Hope everyone is doing somewhat well. We're back live. We're going to be talking a bit about Liverpool. We're going to be talking about Isak. We're going to be talking about Morgan Rogers to Liverpool. We're going to be talking about Wolves in the FA Cup. Liverpool have drawn in the FA Cup. And we're also going to speak about a couple of other little big things as well. So yeah, let's get those likes hit. Let's make sure you're hitting the subscribe button as well. Appreciate everyone coming in here, man. We're trying to do a couple of more streams for you guys over the next coming days and stuff. So yeah, appreciate everyone, man. Bless up. Big up to Jacob in the house. He says big up. Isak training next week. Yep. Thoughts on FA Cup draw. We're going to talk about that, and big up Curtis as well. As always, my G. So let's kick things off then, because we didn't really discuss it properly yesterday, did we? Liverpool did tweet out Alexander Isak. Bit of a injury update. This is what's been confirmed. Alexander Isak continues injury rehab at the AXA Training Centre. View our photos, Alexander Isak. Obviously, he got injured against Tottenham, didn't he? And obviously, they've tweeted out a couple of pictures that he is basically back in training. At least he's kicking ball. But I believe Paul Joyce, or was it James Pearce, tweeted that he will be back in training next week. Graham Potter has also, given a bit of an update. He said this. Graham Potter on Alexander Isak injury. I hope Isak and Dejan Kulusevski can both play, but these are big injuries. It's tough to come back from these injuries like that by March, but there's a chance. Yes, I have spoken to the both of them. They're on their way back, and we're optimistic. They are both working very hard at home in the club team to attempt to play with us in March. And like I also said, there's a lot of talk about that Isak is back in training. He should be back in potentially full training. Was it Davo C. Cop who tweeted it? I believe. I think it was Davo C. Cop who tweeted about Alexander Isak. Let me find the tweet. I swear it was Davo C. Cop, but I know he said Isak's back in training there. But I'm pretty sure he said something that he is fully back in training next week. I don't know where it is, but Isak is confirmed he is back in training, and hopefully he will be resuming full team training potentially as well. Now, I don't know when Isak will be up to speed. I really do feel for Isak a lot, and he came to the club, completed his big £125 million deal, and he's just been unlucky ever since, hasn't he? He had that little groin injury that he had for a couple of weeks, and before he got injured against Tottenham, he was actually building up some really good momentum. He was actually building up some good momentum to the point where he was actually showing the quality player that he is. And I'm just hoping we can see him back before, hopefully we can see him back before the end of the season, because, yeah, we need Isak back, man. Like, for me, we need Isak back in the team, don't we? We need him back. We need him back with us. And yeah, big up Andiko, big up. He could play for Sweden end of March World Cup playoffs. So yeah, so the potentially is that he could potentially be back. So if we're looking at Liverpool games, let's have a look at Liverpool's fixtures. Yeah. Let's have a look at Liverpool's fixtures and look at the games where he could potentially be back for. So obviously he's not gonna be back. I reckon Isak will be back for Liverpool around the Fulham game. So if he is gonna be playing, it probably won't be the Brighton game. I think after that there's a FA Cup game in that slot. Obviously, I know we've got Wolves, which we will talk about. Um, but I believe there's another FA Cup game there if we are to progress. So I think personally you'll see him back for Fulham Champions League quarterfinals time. I think that's when you'll see him. To have him back, what it looks like that we're gonna have him back for probably at least the later stages of the Champions League if we are to get past whoever we get in the round of the 16. And maybe a late stage in the FA Cup with some games in the Premier League is absolutely massive. Now, I'm not expecting him to get loads and loads of minutes. I do think this season very much is a rebuild for Alexander Isak. I don't think. Look, listen, if he gets somehow fit and firing, then yeah, play him by all means because you know that we need him for the Champions League. We need him for the FA Cup if we want to win the respected the respected trophies. So, in my opinion, from my point of view, if we can have him back fit, my God, it would be fantastic, wouldn't it? It would be fantastic if we can have him fit and back in the team. Because you know the injury he picked up against Spurs was just so unlucky, wasn't it? Because around that time he was actually getting into a bit of form. I mean, what's Isak's stats for Liverpool? I'm not that kind of a stat man. I want to see how many games he's played. In a Liverpool shirt, we have seen him play one game in the EFL Cup, 10 in the league, and 5 Champions League games. So we've seen, what, 16 games of Isak. Give or take, about half of those have been late substitutions as well. And he's picked himself up 3 goals and an assist. Yeah, he's just been unlucky, hasn't he? He's just been so unlucky. I think you're going to see the real Isak next season. And I think next season he's going to absolutely detonate the league. I actually think he's going to detonate the league next season when he comes back because I feel like he's kind of got the mentality of Hugo Ekitike a bit because I can tell from the touchline that he is hurting mentally because you know he's not playing football and whatnot. So I'm just hoping for his sake he is okay because he gets that big 125 million pound move and he just picked up a serious injury. And you know, one thing with Isak as well, people have really forgot how much of a quality player he is. In my opinion, he's top 2 strikers in the Premier League when he's at his best. In my opinion, he's top 2 strikers in the Premier League, and I'm gonna stand on that business. I think he's top 2 strikers in the Premier League when Isak is ultimately at his best. And I think, you know, I look at it from a situation as well of I think if he can get back to his best of somewhat level this season, which we're not going to put much pressure on him, it's going to get stemmed him up for a good place of you know mentally for next season. So, and again, if we are in the quarterfinals of the Champions League, having Isak back in your team is going to be unbelievable, isn't it? Even if we can get a 60-70% Isak, he will cause problems. You know, and I think you know, I think people have very much forgotten how much of a quality player he is because they've seen how good Ekitike has been. You know, he looks like he's the new fan favorite. I love Ekitike, by the way. I think Ekitike is great. I think he's fantastic. I like him a lot as a player, and I think he's going to be an absolute superstar. However, people have really forgotten how good Isak is, isn't it? And I know people are like, oh, you're gaslighting him because you know you was so gassed for when he came. I did a 24-hour stream for this dude when he signed. Like people in the chat who watch me on a regular, like they know Isak is my guy in it. Isak is my like as soon as Isak got announced, man went and got the Isak shop kit. I got 2 Isak kits from the club shop. As soon as we signed him, I went down to the club shop, because I was at the Southampton game for his debut, or not debut, but in the game that he scored his first goal for the club, and um, I picked up the Isak home kit and the away kit. Man, I was so gassed when we signed this brother, man, and I just hope we can see a bit of him this season, because I would say from the West Ham game onwards, he was in really good form, playing really well, starting to build up that match rhythm, starting to be causing a couple of problems for defenders. Hence why he did have he scored like 2 goals. I know people are like, oh my god, 2 goals, fucking hell, he's gaslighting. But obviously, remembering that he didn't have a pre-season and everything, so I know Isak is going to come back mentally and physically better, because for me, he's top 2 strikers in the Premier League. When he's at his best, he's top 2 strikers in the Premier League, in my opinion. Big up Lewis, lad. If you check, you will see McAllister's dad spoke about his future Anfield sector. We'll have a look. Appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it, my G. Bless up to you, my guy. Isak back mid-March. So yeah, if Isak is back mid-March, then he's probably going to be back around that Brighton game, which is fantastic. And if we can get to, let's say, that Brighton game, we should be able to beat Forest. I think West Ham will be difficult because of the form that they're in. But again, we should be beating them. We've got Wolves back to back, Oh, I'm telling you now, we're dropping points in one of those. I hate that. Do you know when you play a team back to back? Like, let's say in the Carabao Cup or FA Cup, and then you go and play them in the league. I hate that. I think the last time this happened, we played Brighton and we got dunked twice. So, yeah, I can't lie. I get very weird conspiracies about stuff like this when you play a team in the league and then 3 days later you go and play them in the cup. I'm not a fan. So he's probably going to be back around Brighton. So again, all we've got to do, get to the quarterfinals, get to the next round of the FA Cup, and win 4 Premier League games. I think that is doable. I genuinely think we have to be beating Wolves in the FA Cup. We will talk about the FA Cup draw, and because there's some really good fixtures in the draw. From what I've seen, there's some actually really good games. I'd rather lose the league game than the FA Cup game. If I had to pick one to lose, I'd probably say FA Cup. No, probably the league game, because for me, I'm not turning down a trophy. If Liverpool win against Wolves, we're in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. We're literally 1 game away from a semi-final at Wembley, Anfield South, and that. So, me personally, I'm not. And I think the FA Cup semi-finals on my birthday. So if Liverpool can get there, I might go. You know what I mean? I might look to go potentially. I have got some tickets lined up, so it's kind of all right. 13 likes, chat. Let's try and get these likes up to 20, man. Let's try and rack them up to 20 if possible. I want champs and FA Cup. Yeah, trophies are more important. Like, don't get me wrong. I want Champions League football, but here's one chat. What would you rather do? Get Champions League football or win the FA Cup? I'm winning the FA Cup. Sorry. I'm winning the FA Cup. I'm low-key winning the FA Cup. I'm winning the FA Cup, in my opinion. I'm taking the FA Cup over Champions League football. I'm not Arsene Wenger and all them man that thinks Champions League football is a trophy. Like, since when has Champions League football been a trophy? Do you know what I mean? Like, what we're doing here. So for me, you got to go and beat Forest. You got to go and beat West Ham and Wolves. So he's probably going to come back around the Brighton game. And obviously by then, the Champions League games would have been, they get played in between these sort of fixtures around these dates. So for me, who have we got? It's either Galatasaray, Juventus, Atleti, and Club Brugge. They're the 4 teams that we can potentially get. So I think Champions League's on tonight, so we might do a little watch. I might watch a little bit of that, actually. I think we beat all of them. Atletico Madrid could be a bit difficult. We know Galatasaray will be difficult. I mean, we found that early in the season, but if we're talking in hindsight, Liverpool should be beating fucking Galatasaray over 2 legs. You know, we should be able to beat them over 2 legs, in my opinion, especially with some of our players potentially good and coming into good form and, you know, and all those good things. So, yeah. We also, by the way, chat, we are going to talk about Morgan Rogers as well. I know that's in the title as well. We are going to talk about Morgan Rogers. We're going to see what the situation is saying over there as well. But no, look, let's have a look at the FA Cup stuff. So, yeah, Isak looks like he is going to be back into training within the next full training within the next 1 or 2 weeks. And obviously, you'll do that for a couple of weeks. And then, yeah, that's what's saying with the Isak update. So let's have a look at the FA Cup draw then, because this is the FA Cup draw. Yeah, this is the FA Cup draw. Obviously, by the way, Brentford won last night, so Brentford will be playing West Ham. It won't be Macclesfield. So Fulham, Southampton, okay. Port Vale versus Bristol City, Sunderland, Newcastle, Man City, Liverpool have got Wolves. I said this. What did I say, chat? I said I've got a feeling we'll get like a Wolves or something. At least we managed to avoid Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle, and City. So at least one of the big two is going to be going out, and Newcastle or Man City will be exiting the FA Cup. So that will be massive. Hopefully we can get some little upsets, like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, like a Sunderland could potentially get knocked out. But if we can win this, right, you think about it, you're in the quarterfinals, you're going to have either a Fulham or a Sunderland, a Port Vale or Bristol City or a Sunderland in there, you know, a Leeds or a Norwich, you know, and then either a West Ham or a Brentford. If we can get lucky and avoid an Arsenal or a Chelsea and a City or a Newcastle, you're in the FA Cup semi-final. And then at that point, you're 2 games away from a trophy. It's ultimately a shootout. So fingers crossed, if we can win, and let's say Man City and Arsenal do progress, a couple of these teams can meet each other along the way. So it's like last year in the FA Cup semi-final, I think Forest had Aston Villa. So hopefully we can get a bit of a cup luck along the way. And so that's going to be interesting. I reckon Fulham will beat Southampton. Sunderland will win. I think Man City will beat Newcastle. I think Leeds will beat Norwich. Arsenal will beat Mansfield. Liverpool will beat Wolves. Chelsea beat Wrexham. West Ham beat Brentford. So if we can get, like I said, a Southampton, maybe a Leeds or a Norwich for a quarter-final at home, get that at home. Do you know what I mean? That Wolves game there, Wolves are going to put everything into that game. So I'm intrigued to see what lineup slot we'll go with. But that's a weekend game. So it'll be a week until our next set of fixtures. So ultimately, there's no reason to kind of not focus on the FA Cup. There's no reason to not focus on it because we're not going to have no games in and around it. We don't play for like another week because lucky enough, the FA Cup games are not like Carabao Cups the following weeks. So for me, you know, Wolves, they're going to put everything into that game because look, let's be real. I'm not even trying to take the piss. Like Wolves are relegated. Like, if we look at this, like they're gone. They're nearly 20 points adrift with 10 games to go. Wolves will be relegated within the next 5 games. They're going to be relegated mathematically. So they're literally, it's FA Cup and fucking hope and pray. It's literally FA Cup or bust. They're going to try and do a Wigan, aren't they? So they're going to put everything into that game. They're going to play their best starting 11. They're going to put full focus into that FA Cup because they'll think of it, look, we're 4 games away from a final. Well, 3 games away from an FA Cup final. So 2 games away from a semi-final at Wembley. So if you're, you know, them, so that's ultimately another way you got to look at it. So yeah, by the way, chat, 5 likes away from 7 likes away from 20. So if you haven't already hit the like button, make sure you're hitting the like button and make sure you're subscribing to the channel as we're on the road to 3,000 subscribers. and we're aiming to hopefully get there. I don't know really, because obviously, we know the situation with YouTube right now, so yeah. But no, that's the FA Cup draw. Look, we should be able to, think about it. Like I say, if you look at Liverpool's fixtures, like, look at the games we got in between. We play a week later now. I don't know when the Champions League games are. Now, they might be midweek, so UCL knockout dates. Let's have a look at when the knockouts are going to be for the round of the 16. I think it might be the week commencing of that. So it will be the 10th and the 17th. So there will be a game 3 days after that. But like I said, if we get like a Club Brugge or something, then I'm not being funny. We should be able to still go full strength against Wolves. Although we shouldn't really need to, but we should be able to field a decent team. The FA Cup is a trophy we've got to go and win now. You've got a favourable tie. You win this, you're in the quarterfinals. So for me, you've got to go and win this FA Cup now. If Slot wants any sort of hope of keeping his job, although I don't think the club rate the FA Cup that highly, but if he wants to turn it around in my eyes, he's got to go and get Champions League football and at least win me the FA Cup. You've got to go the FA Cup and the Champions Leagues, because we don't know what the league's going to look like in a couple of weeks. We don't know. Like I said, if we look at the Premier League table, looking off, the Champions League race isn't looking too difficult. We spoke about it yesterday on stream. Chelsea's fixtures. You look at Chelsea's fixtures, chat. They've got tough games. Okay, yeah, they'll beat Burnley, but they've got Arsenal, Villa, Newcastle, Everton, Man City, Man United, all in there. So, if hopefully, things can go within our favour and Chelsea can drop points and we can sneak in there, because it's only a 2-point gap. So, our season genuinely could be over within the next 5 games. Our season could be really exciting within the next 5 games, because if we win the next 5, we're probably going to be in a decent position because of the teams who they have for the Champions League. We'll be in the quarterfinals of the FA Cup, and hopefully we'll be in the quarterfinals of the Champions League. And at that point, you're thinking, you know what? Okay, cool. We're in quarterfinals of 2 competitions. We probably could be looking to get Champions League football with with less than 10 games to go at that standard point. So things can very much change into a really good position. We just can't fucking shoot ourselves in the foot. Wolves 3-0. Man said we're going to lose 3-0. I think Newcastle will beat City because Newcastle will go full strength. I've got a feeling City will go with a rotated side. Yeah, I mean, where's Newcastle in the race? I mean, they're only Newcastle's 8 points adrift, but they can still get Europa League. So for Newcastle, it's an interesting one for Newcastle. Will they focus on the FA Cup? Because they're 6 points adrift of Europa League, but if they win the FA Cup, they've got Europa League football. So big up Reacts, big up to Clive. 3-0 Wolves. My granddad's doing all right, mate. Appreciate it. Jeez, do half strength against Bruges. Yeah, like if we get Club Brugge, I think you very much go with. If Bruges is away, you probably go. Well, it's either going to be Bruges or Galatasaray, Atletico, or Juventus, but it's probably going to be Juventus or Atletico. Because I do think Atletico and Juventus will beat Galatasaray and Club Brugge. If it's Atleti, I think you have to go full strength. If it's Juventus, I think you go full. I think for Wolves, I'll tell you the lineups I want to see for those time of period, because that period is the most important period. I'm sorry, you've got to go and fucking win it. Okay, a lineup that I would go for Wolves. You probably go Mamadashvili. Yeah. By then, will Frimpong be back? think he will be. You probably go Frimpong. You probably go like Robertson, Lewandowski. You probably go Robertson. You probably try and rest somebody at centre back. So you probably go with Joe Gomez. You can't go Endo because he's injured. I genuinely think, chat, you could probably get away with something like this. This is Wolves, for God's sake. Like, no disrespect to Wolves. This is what I would roughly go with. Who would I go with in the 10? I think up front, Isak ain't going to be back. So it's probably, you probably go Gakpo. And then down the middle, who would you go? Who would you put in the 10? Because you'd have just played a weekend game against Wolves as well. I think you can afford to rotate. I think, you know, let's just say put Verts in there. You probably see this sort of team against Wolves in the FA Cup. And then let's say we've got Atletico. You're going to go this. You probably go something like that. That's probably what you go for in the Champions League. Against Wolves, Robbo should be able to start. Kaiser should be able to start. Yeah, 100%, 110%. Considering money clubs spending Premier League, zero excuses for Wolves. I can see Wolves playing out the skin. Wolves are going to try, I think. Yeah, Frimpong will be back. He's taking the cup seriously. It'll be VVD and Gomez. Start VVD, put Grav in midfield and put Maka in the 10. Yeah, you could put Maka in the 10, couldn't you? I don't want to see us go full strength against Wolves because I want us to also, we've got Champions League as well because we are going to be going back to playing 3 games a week. You have to think about it, chat, yeah? So we just looked at it, right? These are Liverpool's fixtures, yeah? Actually, let me do this on FootMob because you can see it better, right? These are Liverpool's fixtures from until about April time, yeah? I'm now going to show you the UCL knockout dates because it's obviously not penciled it in, yeah? Where is it? Where is the UCL knockout dates? Here we go. Right, so the round of the 16 is the 10th and the 11th and the 17th of March. So we will be playing in between then Wolves and Tottenham. So we'll have a game there between Wolves in the FA Cup and Tottenham. Then we'll have a game there. Do you see what I mean? We're going to be playing a lot of football. Man, we need to get some players back, man. We definitely need to be getting some players back. And then if we go to quarterfinals, let's say we get there the 7th of the 8th and the 14th of April. So we'd have a game between, that's obviously international break. So we'd have a game before that. And I believe FA Cup as well is around the 27th. So the first game back, I believe, is FA Cup. If we are to progress against Wolves. And then semi-finals. The semi-final will be after an FA Cup semi-final, by the way. So let's have a look at this again. So semi-finals, the 28th and the 5th. So we'd have one between Chelsea and United. Oh, God. And then one before that. So we'd have one between Palace and then FA Cup semi-final would get, that Crystal Palace game would have to get moved because of the FA Cup. semi-final. I think that's when it gets played. Obviously, the FA Cup final is always at the end of the season, isn't it? So some games are going to be squeezed in. This is where we need to be having like the luck of the draw, so we're not having too much difficult teams where we can be like we should be able to. We can literally rest 4 or 5 players and should be able to beat Wolves. But like I said, they are going to probably full focus on it because if they win, they're in the quarterfinals and they're thinking, look, it's fucking hope and pray. 3 games to try and win a trophy. If I see rotating, I see him rotating the league, starting Robbo, Curtis. We need to be rotating Szoboszlai when possible. We need to be rotating Kirkes. I think we need to be rotating Hugo Ekitike. I think we need to be rotating the right back area. Now, obviously, Bradley's out for the season. Frimpong's not back until end of the month. And yeah, that's literally it. There's 3 or 4 positions we need to be taken very seriously in terms of the way that we are, going to be rotating our players. So that's kind of also how I look at it, chat, if I'm honest. We need to look after our players. If I'm honest, we do need to be looking after our players a lot because, like I said, it is. I don't want it to be concerning. Do you know what I mean? So, definitely need to. Definitely need to be on the focus. 15 of you in the building, man. Bless up. Let's try and get these likes up. 3 more likes for 20, man. Let's try and get these likes up, chat, if possible. I appreciate everybody in the building. If you haven't already liked, and also make sure you've hit the subscribe as well. But yeah, I think you'll go heavily rotated as well, if I'm honest. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. Like this is what I wanted. I wanted to have an easy FA Cup. I haven't seen this Szoboszlai thing. Where can I find that, Lewis? Where can I find the Szoboszlai thing? Where can I find it? I haven't I have not seen any of it. I need to have a look actually. Sector, Anfield sector for Mac and Szoboszlai stuff from agents. Alright, we'll have a look. Let's have a look at Anfield sector. Let's have a look. Let's see what we're looking for. Wait, is this it? Alexis McAllister's father, Man United links. Alexis is only focused on Liverpool right now. We're waiting for a contract renewal offer. We'll see what the club's plan is. I did see something about this, like Man United, about McAllister. Like obviously, that's never obviously going to happen, is it? What's this then? Carlos McAllister, the father and the agent of Alexis McAllister, responds to the rumours of Manchester United. Alexis is only thinking about Liverpool at the moment. We're waiting for an offer to renew his contract, and we'll see what the club's plan is. When asked about the possibility of leaving, if a new deal is not agreed, he added, "We'll wait and see what happens with the renewal. That's all." So basically, he's thinking if McAllister don't get a new contract renewal, he's going to leave the club. Is that what he's basically implying and trying to say? Big up the men's, bro. You're doing well, my G. You think I will watch tomorrow? Benfica Liverpool, Benfica Real Madrid game. No, first I will watch Wolves versus Arsenal tomorrow. 1-1. Yeah, I hear you, man. Good luck in the game. Bill Wesley, bro. Is this the Arsenal Glaze stream? No, funny enough, not. I don't know if you've seen the stream title. Unfortunately, I don't know if you can't read. Then unfortunately, can't help you, my friend. I think he's saying Macau wants to stay, but it depends on what the club wants to do. Well, well, McAllister's only got 2 years left in his contract. If we look at Liverpool's wage bill chart, yeah, where we can see how long's left on the players' contracts, Alexis McAllister only has 2 years. He's on 150. So you're thinking, I still can't believe we gave Gakpo 250 fucking quid. I still can't believe that. I actually I actually don't mind Gakpo, but I still can't believe we gave that. You see, the thing is with that one, yeah, that's not even like trying to future plan some market value on Gakpo because no one's gonna give him 250. Like, I actually can't believe we've actually given him 250 million, 250,000 a week. Sorry. I actually cannot believe we've actually done that. It's fucking mad. Wait, are you telling me that means we're gonna give Gakpo 65 more million remaining on his contract? Are you what? Sorry? Oh my god. Oh my god. Is that what we're saying? I swear to fucking. The contract situation chat is a fucking scary thing as well. I can't even lie. The contract situation at the club is scary. Literally. Look at this. So Salah's got what, a year and a bit left. Van Dijk. I think I can see Van Dijk maybe extending by a year. I think Salah will leave this summer. Right, let's go down a bit more. Robertson, we don't know what's happening with him, whether he's gone on a free or not. He's probably going to go on a free. McAllister, 2 years left. Gravenberch, 2 years left. Chiesa, 2 years left. Allison, a year left. Szoboszlai, 2 years left. Gomez, a year left. Kanate, potentially up on a free, although there is talks of a new contract. Endo, a year left. Jones, a year left. Bajcetic, a year left. Like, what the fuck is this mess? Half of the team is literally 2 years left. Half of the team literally has less than 2 years on their contract, bro. What are we doing? And I got called negative for saying, oh, the new regime hasn't kicked into place yet. Give it more time. Richard Hughes and Michael Edwards have been at the football club for 2 years. Stop making excuses. Okay, Trent, I'll let them have a pass on Trent Alexander-Arnold, yeah? But Szoboszlai, Gravenberch, McAllister, our whole midfield literally has less than 2 years left. Some of them have a year left. Half of the fucking team have a year left. Less than 2 years. Oh my. I can't. And what happens when you get to 2 years left on your contract? That's where clubs start talking to you and saying, knock, knock, we'll come and get you in 2 years. We've all seen the RODGERS stuff with Szoboszlai. Fucking hell. I think Szoboszlai will extend. I think Gravenberch will. I think Macca's an interesting one. I'll go through the ones who I think, we'll go through the old team. I think Salah will leave this summer. I think Van Dijk will extend. Isak's obviously got fucking 5 years left. He's literally just signed for the club, so we don't have to worry about that. Gakpo, I think, will stay for another season or two. Verts is obviously going to stay. Same with Ekatike. They've all got years left. Robertson, I think, will go. I think McAllister. I think McAllister will stay at the club. I think Gravenberch will sign a new contract, but I don't know whether he signs a new contract, though. I don't know whether he signs a new contract, if I'm being honest. Chiesa, I think, will leave. I think Allison will see out his contract. I think Szoboszlai will stay. Frimpong's obviously got years left. Gomez, I think he'll run down his contract, which is just silly. Bradley's obviously got a couple of years. Same with Kirkes. Kanate. I've said from day one, I think Kanate actually stays at the club. I actually think he signs the respected contract. Leone's obviously got fucking like 5 years left. Endo, I think, will leave this summer. I think Curtis Jones will unfortunately be sold, even though I don't want to sell him. I think Bajcetic will actually be sold as well. And obviously, we've got a couple of our youngsters like Engamo who all signed contracts. Yeah, I don't know how Isak Mbaya is still at the club, by the way. This guy is fucking trash. I remember so many people always hype him up in pre-season, and I'm like, what are we doing? Lewis Kumas, he's on loan at Hull, isn't he? Simicas is on loan. Beck's on loan. And Lucas Stevenson's on loan. I actually thought he looked all right in pre-season, by the way. I know a lot of our fans gave him a lot of stick. He's on £400 a week. Lucas Stevenson is on £400 a week. I earn more than Lucas Stevenson. I earn more than Lucas Stevenson a week. What? How much is he on a year? He's on 20 grand a year. Bro, I earn more than this brother a week. Oh, bro. To be fair, I'd rather be an academy player and still earn £400 a week. Engamo's on 25 grand a week. Harvey Davis, he's on what I'm on a month. Fair play. Fair play to you, my friend. Fair play to you. Earn your money in it. The club are in talks with Szoboszlai and Kanate as we speak. Patience. Yep, I think they will. React, all I can say is Karma, Szoboszlai and Maka. I've seen a lot of people skip chats. Reacts we never gave Gap to 250. It's literally says he's on 250. And loads of people have said he's on 250 now. I've seen loads of people come out and say, yeah, Gakpo's on this amount of much money and stuff. I've seen it loads. Do you know what I mean? I've seen it loads. But yeah, we are going to speak about Morgan Rogers in a minute, as well. Bear with me while I just sort this out. Right, that should be sorted. There is no green tick next to him, which means it hasn't been verified. I've heard 180. Oh, is that what it means? Is that what the green ticks mean? Yeah, but I know I've seen McAllister's definitely on 150. I know Joe Gomez is definitely on that. Curtis Jones is definitely on that. I know he's definitely on 50 bags. I still can't believe. I don't know why I find this so funny. I mean, I know the kid's a young player and that, but I'm actually on more money than a Liverpool academy player a week. I earn more than this guy a week. Although if I would I swap jobs, I probably would. So yeah. So yeah, that's definitely going to be interesting, chat. 20. Let's try and get to 25 likes, chat, if we can, man. 5 likes away from 25 if we can. And Gamon isn't on 25 grand a week. Yeah, I can't see him being on that much. I think he's probably on maybe 10 grand a week. Maybe that. Because Chris Jones is on 50, for God's sakes. Surely Engamo is not earning half of that. So yeah, chat, that's what my predictions are. Who I think will leave. So quickly, I do think Bajcetic will leave. I think Jones will leave. I think Endo will leave. I think Gomez will see out his contract, which will be another year. I think Szoboszlai that will sign. Although I don't like how, footy living in the high life. What, £400 a week's not that much. Be honestly, chat, I would say this now, yeah? £400 a week doesn't go that far, by the way. Earning for over £400 a week. I'm obviously not gonna tell you how much I get a week, because obviously that's private business, but, mm, yeah, I think Alisson will stay, Chiesa will go, I think. Nah, honestly, I need this to be confirmed and verified, because if Gakpo is actually on 250 a week, that is a fucking disgrace. Who's ringing me? Go away. No caller ID. Yeah, jog on you, bro. Reacts. Oh yeah, let's go through the Szoboszlai's stuff then. Reacts there are Szoboszlai agent quotes sector, not just Maka. Um, um, yeah, what was it? Anfield sector, wasn't it? So yeah, we're going through Maka's. Szoboszlai. Dominic Szoboszlai, an agent on rumours to other clubs, is completely normal for the public when Dominic is performing like this to talk about what's next and if there's something higher. For us, it's not a topic. We are mid-season. He has a lot of work ahead of him in the Premier League, the FA Cup and the Champions League. He has said many times how important this competition is for him. So at the moment, to talk about what will happen in the summer, in my opinion, is not correct. Not to mention Liverpool are one of the biggest clubs in the world, and Dominic is in a position within the team that has a lot of reserve. So we are not looking outside or elsewhere. So yeah, it looks like Szoboszlai probably will definitely be staying at the club, in my humble opinion. I've always said this. I think give Szoboszlai what he wants. You know the amount of people that have backtracked on Dominic Szoboszlai chat. Go and watch my old YouTube shorts. I used to talk about Szoboszlai, and if you follow me on Twitter, I've got a personal Twitter as well. I'll drop in the comments. I've got Szoboszlai stocks from day fucking one. The amount of people that have been flip flopping. Oh, he's only playing well this season because half of the team have been rubbish. Oh, he's only playing well. Um, it's about time he starts playing well, and you know, because he's playing in different positions. But I've had stock since Szoboszlai, yeah, from day one, since he signed for the club nearly 3 years ago. Man, time fucking flies, doesn't it? The fact that he's been at the club for nearly 3 years. He's been at the club for nearly 3 years. Mad. 16 of you in the building, man. Footy is rich. I mean, no. I mean, some people. I mean, I'm not gonna make that joke actually. He definitely earns bag now. Who, me? I'm not telling you how much I earn a week. Look, all you need to know is I just earn money in it. Go to uni, earn money, do YouTube and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, what are we doing? Yo, big up Jordan in the chat, my G. Bless up to you. Bless up to my Jamaican boy. Big up to you, bro. You should subscribe to Jordan. Should cop out Reds. Honestly, one of the most funniest dudes on the internet. I'll tell you that for free. So yeah, it looks like Szoboszlai probably will stay, and obviously, I think it's something interesting. Listen to this bit here. He has said how many times. Listen to this bit. For us, it's not a topic. We're mid-season. Da, 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 da. And the Champions League. He has said how many times important this competition is for him. He wants to win the Champions League in Hungary, bro. I said, I can't lie. You know what? He would be very pro. Where would Szoboszlai come in the Ballon d'Or if he won Liverpool the Champions League and the FA Cup? It's just a shame he's not going to the World Cup. Otherwise, he'd actually be in the conversation. He'd actually become, for me, Dominic Szoboszlai is top 5 Premier League players this season. I think Szoboszlai is not in Liverpool's team. I think Liverpool are way below 10th place. From what I've heard, I know someone. Szoboszlai is really happy here. He loves it and would love to stay. It's now up to the club. It just depends on how much he actually wants. Obviously, there's talk about 300 grand a week. There's talk about 250. I mean, paying what he wants. If he wants 250, give him the 250. Because you have to think of the players that we're going to be letting go this summer. Um, 1 second. Yeah, bless up to everybody in the chat, man. Thoughts on Rogers news? You know, we can talk about Morgan Rogers for a bit. We could talk about the Morgan Rogers situation for a bit, actually. Yeah, we can talk about that. Let me actually pull up the tweets. Let me see if there's any more news on Anfield sector first, because there's always news. So yeah, we have got Wolves on the 3rd and that. Oh, yeah, I did see this. Yanda Monday was asked if Jurgen Klopp has spoken to him about Liverpool. I have seen the stuff about this, saying, you know, obviously his dad is a Liverpool fan. You know, his main focus is Leipzig. I think Liverpool will try and sign the Monday in the summer, in my opinion. Very interesting. But on transfer stuff, obviously there's been a lot of talk in the past couple of days around the situation of Morgan Rogers. Obviously, he was a player that Liverpool, you know, was, you know, linked with in the summer for a little bit. I can't lie. I would definitely take him. I think he's a quality player. I think he's been fantastic to watch in the league this season. Someone asked, is it what we need? Is it what we need? I mean, I think he ticks, like I said, this tweet is he ticks a lot of boxes. You know, I think it adds a lot of versatility to our game. You know, it adds more squad depth to our game with him and Florian Wirtz as creative players that can play on the wide areas as well. I'm not going to say no to signing Morgan Rogers, but however, would he be high up on my pecking order of signings? No. But that doesn't mean he's a bad player. That doesn't mean I don't want him. Because I know people be like, oh my God, you want to take Morgan Rogers? Yes. Let me get this one thing straight. I would take Morgan Rogers at Liverpool Football Club. It's just not my main priority. I want two centre backs. I want a midfielder, and I want an out and out proper wide attacking pace, powerful winger. I sat and thought about it last night in terms of players that I want to see Liverpool bring in. If you said to me you can sign 3 players for the summer, Barcola, Adam Morton, Bastoni. If you're saying to me 3 players, and I genuinely think that could be realistic. If we do sell Mohamed Salah, yeah, you think about it. We're going to earn what, 50 million? 50 million plus. Curtis Jones, probably 30 million. Batic, we probably can get 15, 20 M's there. I don't know. We might sell. Who else does I think will sell? Maybe a Joe Gomez, he could potentially get moved on. I think we're going to recuperate at least 100 plus million. And again, if we go on to win a couple of trophies, get Champions League football, go and if some by miracle we can hook a by crook and go and win the Champions League, we're going to have funds. I think Adam Wharton will cost you genuinely no more than 70 million because I think he's got a Champions League club release clause. I think Bastoni you can get for 70 M, so that's 140, and I think you can get Barcola, Wharton, and Bastoni for probably about 210 million quid. I think they would all probably cost you 75, 80 million ish, give or take each. By the way, keep an eye on Barcola and Wharton. You're still keen on both, yeah. I want them both. If not, go and get me Anthony Gordon, although I do think that'll be a very difficult deal. Lynch revealed I had a conversation last week that encouraged me from the players' side of things that they are still having discussions, so it's not completely dead. That's for Ibu. Yeah, I have seen about that. I think I've said it from day one. I think Ibu Kanate will sign, and I was actually more confident when the Real Madrid interest died down. Although I do believe Real Madrid are still interested in Kanate. I do think they've not completely moved away from their interest. I do still think they're going to have an interest within the player, but I do think, you know, They are still gonna. Yo, big up to G Talks Juve, man. Bless up to you, my G. Hope you're doing well, my bro. Bless up, bless up, bless up, bless up. We're just chatting about Liverpool transfers for the summer. Talk about Morgan Rogers. But yeah, he has been linked to the Liverpool move. And also, apparently, Bayern Munich approached him. Yo, Zia Talks, if you are watching, mate, you can hold that extra suspiciously, mate, because it's looking like he's rejected your club once again. But yeah, Liverpool have open talks over him, which is looking like a possibility, And I've also seen news about Tonali. I think I like Tonali, but for me, I've got my heart set on Adam Wharton. Adam Wharton's is the player ultimately I want to see come to Liverpool Football Club. He's the player I want. Hopefully, he's a player that potentially we can bring into the club. So yeah, I'm definitely definitely going to be interested in that. But yeah, what else we got in terms of news? Yeah, Liverpool open talks. Look, like I said, I'll take Morgan Rogers. The only thing is, how much are we paying for him? How much are we actually paying for Morgan Rogers? Because I'm going to ask something, yeah? Morgan Rogers, or would you rather sign like a winger or something? Because me personally, I'm signing a winger over Morgan Rogers because I do think we missed that attacking direct, that pace and power that can drag the ball up the pitch. I'm not saying Morgan Rogers can't do that. However, stylistically, I think we will suit someone like a Barcola and Anthony Gordon as opposed to a Morgan Rogers. But that doesn't mean if we sign him, I'm not going to complain. I will be absolutely gassed because I think he's an absolute super talent. I think he's a talent. I think he's going to be a quality player for the next decade for England as well. However, I've just got for priorities. And, midfield was definitely one. A centre back needs to be one as well. Anfield Index was saying yesterday that within Liverpool they are cautious, optimistic, Ibu stays, reacts. We've been tracking Rodgers for a while. It goes back to last summer. Morgan Rogers is cold. Yeah, he is. Morgan Rogers is a good player. Very good player. Chat, let's try and get these likes up, by the way. Let's try and push towards 25 likes if possible, man. We're trying to do some more content for you guys, and yeah, I'll tell you what we've got planned for this week anyway. So tomorrow I might do a Champions League watch along. I'm feeling a Champions League watch along tomorrow. Maybe some content on Thursday. Friday we'll do the press conference. Saturday we might do some watch alongs and stuff, and obviously Sunday we'll have the match reaction as well. So we've got a couple of bits of content coming up on the channel in this coming week, which is good. But yeah, Morgan Rogers to Liverpool. I'll definitely take it. However, I do think it's going to be like an Isak situation a little bit. It's going to be a difficult deal because if Villa do get Champions League football, they're going to want to keep him. Do you know what I mean? Murillo, we've been linked with. I mean, look, I'll definitely take. I think Murillo's quality, by the way. I've got a weird feeling he's going to go somewhere like a Man United, though. Also, that's all the Sabazlai stuff. What's this? While Liverpool are fully aware of the interest emerging from Madrid, the club have no plans whatsoever to cash in on the midfielder this summer, with the talks of a new contract progressing. Coming from Graham Bailey. What's this? Liverpool versus... What on earth? Right, let's read this. Liverpool versus Bayern Munich transfer battle. Bayern Munich face a critical contract decision over Michael Elise to nullify his release clause. They must raise his wages to match their top earners. If they fail or delay, their clause activates and he can leave. Should Elise depart, Bayern Munich primary replacement target is Jan Demande. RB Leipzig, the backup is Demande, is unavailable. Cody Gakpo, Liverpool On Liverpool's side, the top target to replace Mohamed Salah remains Michael Olise, but only if Champions League football is secured next season. Outside of Olise, the top wide attacking target is Demande. Liverpool want to sell Gakpo this summer to generate funds and space. Is that why we gave him the new contract then? It's a merry-go-round. Olise's wages, Bayern's replacement hunt, Gakpo potentially freed up to Liverpool's attacking refresh. Everything interlinks. One move triggers the next. Liverpool's 2026 window could hinge on these exact pieces falling into place. I do think we will try and get Elise, by the way. There is a release clause if the contract isn't met. So apparently there is a release clause. Oh my. So I have seen a bit about this. Bro, stop gaslighting girls. You have no energy in it. What the fuck are we doing? Watch your back before someone is recording you. Hey, Michael, he's gonna try and fucking video me in it. Yo, Zia, if you're watching, my G, yeah, big up Michael in the chat, man. If you're watching, Zia, Elise, what you saying, bro? This guy's the biggest spoofer ever. Never attempted to chat to them. Obviously, Lewis, because you've obviously got thingies in it. You'll have to message me on Snapchat about not on flipping Snapchat on Twitter about the Elise thing. Oh my god! Of course he's in it. Oh my god! Of course his brother's in the fucking chat. Oh, of course he's in. Bro, we're gonna get Elise, bro. Fuck it. We're gonna get Elise. Elise's gonna be a Liverpool player, mate. How do you feel about that, my G? If we get Elise, not happening. Mate, there's literally mate, he's gotta sign the contract. Wait, chat, hold up. Hold up. Watch this. This will piss him off. I know exactly what will piss him off. Hold up. Wait, watch this. Watch this. What I'm gonna do. W reacts. Yeah, time to clip. What, for saying I want to lease at my club? It's hardly a fucking clip, is it? If I said to you, I want a sandwich, are you gonna clip that up? Oh no, you're gonna film me. You're probably eating it. Chat, what we're saying? The successor to Mohamed Salah, Michael Elise. Let me move the mic in it. Is that what we're saying? Michael Elise, in your dream, mate. In your fucking dream, mate. Elise number 7. Oh yeah, no, but Verts has got number 7. Elise number 11. He could be like, oh my god, do you guys remember Kevin 11 off Ben 10? He'd be the new bad man, Kevin 11. Bad man Elise number 11, Oh, you're so lucky we can't watch like reacts. He will want to clip you eating that sandwich. Well, funny you say this, chat. Funny you say that. Yeah, let me turn my phone off because I'm gonna show you guys something. And it was from a couple of months ago. I didn't realize I didn't have the clip. Wait until I show you this clip from a couple of months ago from Zia Talks, by the way. Because when we did a show together, wait until you see this. What this brother's been up to. Watch this. Watch when I show you this clip. You're going to be like, you dirty dog. Right, smack up the likes and subscribe before I show you the clip. Right, it's just logging me in. All right, let's go. Chat, are you ready? Chat, can you see it? Get ready for this. This is what one of your favorite content creators has been up to. Oh shit, I've just fucking, oh no. Sorry. Yeah, part of me won't be taking your best player, mate, and fucking bitch slapping you, my G. Fucking man said he wants. This is your favorite content creator, by the way, chat. So, I'm sorry, chat. We ain't taking anything seriously from. We can't hear. Man played it and can't even be heard. What? Oh, I didn't share the fucking. Did I share the screen? What? You guys can't hear the clip? Wait, you guys can't hear the clip? Oh no, you guys can't hear the fucking clip. You can't hear the fucking clip. Shit. Fuck. Let me share this screen back because I don't want to leak Michael's. I don't want to leak Michael's number by accident. um. Okay, that would go double wrong, wouldn't it? If I accidentally leaked Michael's number. Oh fuck. Right, chat. Let me get ready to show you this clip. This is what your favorite content creator gets up to in his spare time. Get ready. Holding that L. No, I can't lie. That's a stinker. Right, get ready.
You know what? Part of me wouldn't mind like recording reacts getting fucked, like drunk and shit.
What?
Wait,
What?
What? No.
As in drunk, bro. I said it's
No. Bro.
Red card.
Oh, I need to choose my words
You see,
carefully.
Oh,
that's
yes,
a red
mate,
card.
I've got
That's
you
a red
now.
card. Not yesterday. That's a red card.
But you know what? Part of me wouldn't mind like recording reacts getting fucked.
Sorry, mate. What? Man said a part of me reacts. How the fuck do you get the words drunk and fucked mixed up? How the didn't you say fucked instead of drunk? How the what? Check, man said check his hard drive. Yo, chat, we're gonna be doing a Bayern Munich Liverpool show soon, where me and Zia's are gonna debate who's got the bigger club, and he's gonna lose. That's zesty, bro. This is what Zia talks, man. No, bless up Zia, man. But listen, mate. I'm in love with somebody else. Sorry, man. I know it's just gone Valentine's Day. I don't mean to break your heart, my G. But unfortunately, I love a fantastic woman that I'm madly in love with. So yeah, unfortunately for you, my G, yeah, you won't be W bigger. Pause, mate. Oh, fuck it up. When we get Elise, bro, listen, when we get Elise. I actually think we will sign Elise, you know. You know what? Fuck it. I'll give Zia a clip because he's got a clip. I've got a clip over him. I'll give him a clip back. This summer, Liverpool Football Club are going to sign Elise, Adam Morton. Schlotterbeck, and someone else. There you go. Thank you. Remember the last player I said we'll sign, so you know what I mean? Nah, I can't. Wesley ain't me, trust. Man said it ain't you.
You know what? A part of me wouldn't mind like recording reacts getting fucked. Like,
Fuck do you say? Bro, listen, it's 2026. If that's what you're into, unfortunately, I will not be joining you in that companionship. You're my friend, you're my bro, but that's as far as it goes, my G. Do you get me? I said it ain't true. Man said it ain't true. It ain't. What ain't true? Oh my god. You know what, chat? It's good to be kind of back on YouTube a little bit, you know what I mean? You know, I can just come back, do YouTube when I want. Do you know what I mean? It's 2026 reacts. Yeah, man. Nah, piss off, bros. We ain't bros. Man said we ain't bros. Read what Wesley said and then my response. Where am I going? These allegations earlier are looking partly true. What, this? Which comment? This? Like, which one am I on about? I am happily married. I don't. Normally. Oh, I'm not even reading that. Fucking hell. But chat, we are going to wrap up because we've done about an hour and 15 minutes. We are going to. Who should we raid? Who should we raid? Slap the likes as well, man. I don't think anyone's even live. Should I raid Talksport? Should I raid Talksport? No, I don't think anyone's live, so yeah, bless up to everybody though, man. Appreciate everyone for jumping in. We will be back on the channel tomorrow doing some sort of content. Like I said, man, look, just a recap on the situation, because for people that keep asking me, am I fully back on YouTube? Obviously, go and rewatch, not the other stream, the stream before. I did explain the whole situation. Look, the situation for me is still very difficult. So I'm just going to do YouTube here and when I can. You will get, obviously, match reactions and previews from now on forward. But in terms of doing 2-3 live streams a day, I don't know if I'll ever will go back to that. The launch of the vlogging channel should be coming out next week, like an introduction type video in terms of what to expect. I still need to do some graphics for that, like the banner and the profile pic and all that sort of thing. So I will, once that channel's actually been created, I will put the link in the chat and the community posts. Raid that talk shite with hashtag don't buy the sun. Yeah. Reacts only fan soon. No, bro. No, Reggie. When Zio wants to part. Yeah. Fucking hell, man. Yeah, don't buy the fucking sun, innit? Yeah. Shit, I think I fucking did you. Oh no. Michael, I need to message you after this stream, I think. Yeah, let me refresh, see if anyone's live. Literally, no one is. Well, there is, but I'm not raiding like fucking ninja. Nick the Run the Foot Market, FIFA YouTuber is live. Well, should we give him a raid? Should we give him a raid? Big up Nick the Run the Foot Market. He is live on YouTube. Yeah, literally no one is. But yeah, I appreciate everyone, man. Appreciate everyone for jumping in. And then yeah, man, we will be back on the channel tomorrow. Doing some more content. So yeah, bless up to everybody. Take care, and I will see you all tomorrow. Smash a like on the way out. Appreciate it. And Zia, I'm sorry, man. It's 2026. I love my woman. You're my friend, and that's it.
but you know what? A part of me wouldn't mind like recording reacts getting fucked. like drunk and shit.
What?
You fucking
Wait, what?